Man, I can't believe that they didn't got Massa Trump, y'all. They didn't got Massa Trump, man. Oh, nigga, I'm outraged. I'm outraged in a motherfucker, man. They the one that got R. Kelly's landlord on some bullshit. They didn't got him for paying a hoe. They didn't got Donald Trump for paying a hoe. Nigga, all of the bitches that I done gave $40 to, they coming to get me too. He paid a bitch to be quiet. You know how many niggas trick off on a bitch so she shut the fuck up and go on about her business? Huh? Since when do you start indicting former presidents? Okay, when do you start indicting former presidents? And this is front page news, by the way. This front page news, they done went out here and then indicted a former president. Man, let me read something for y'all. What's going on? April Showers, Darlene April in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Darlene April in the building. When do they go and start indicting former presidents? When do they start indicting former presidents? When has this ever happened in U.S. history, man? What type of shit is this? What type of shit is this, y'all? They didn't went out here and start trying to indict a former president. Or they have indicted a former president. I'm sorry. Indicted a former president because of some things that he paid a prostitute for. Now, I didn't know that it was wrong for a man to pay for the services of a prostitute. I didn't know that. All right. I thought that shit I thought it was legal. They say I think the Republicans making an example of themselves, making an example, separating themselves from making America great again. Man, listen, all of this shit is gonna all wind up going right down the drain because it's bullshit. This is all bullshit, number one. So let me read y'all something. Let me find it for y'all. And good evening, by the way. So I received this. All right, say uh all right, it says Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who was handpicked and funded by George Soros, is a disgrace. Rather than stop the unprecedented crime wave taking over New York City, he's doing Joe Biden's dirty work, ignoring the murders and burglaries and assaults he should be focused on. This is how Bragg spends his time. I believe this witch hunt will backfire massively on Joe Biden. The American people realize exactly what the radical left Democrats are doing here. Everyone can see it. So our movement and our party, united and strong, will first defeat Alvin Bragg. Then we will defeat Joe Biden. And we're going to throw every last one of these crooked Democrats out of office so we can make America great again. Big Trump, nigga, the landlord spoke. Y'all know, man, if y'all been following me, y'all know I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump supporter, man. Everybody know, man. I'm a black Republican. Even my wife and my mama know. I'm a black Republican. All right. I ain't even a Republican. I just fuck with Trump. I ain't even a Republican. I fuck with OG Trump, aka the landlord. Now, R. Kelly gonna be coming home. R. Kelly gonna be coming home. Okay? after this. Because number one, now that Trump done got indicted, and Trump is somebody who's facing these same type of allegations. Now it's more involved. Now it's more in vogue for people to forgive folks who are convicted of or dealing with, sexual allegations. And this is unprecedented for somebody to get indicted for stuff that they were forgiven for or that they have already settled. So what is the purpose of this case? Were they trying to embarrass this man? They trying to sully his political chances? What's the end game here? What is the DA, Alvin Bragg? What is he trying to get at, man? Free Trump. Free Trump, man. What is the DA trying to get in? What's the DA trying to get at? All right, now it's this whole big thing. Oh, he don't support black people. He's a racist. How is he a racist? He the only one who came to go see Mike Tyson when Mike Tyson was locked up. He said, "What we gonna do, Mike? What we gonna do, Mike? What are we gonna do?" He was out there at the Tyson fight, man. Hold on, man. Let me show y'all something about my dude. This is Donald Trump when he was younger. Hold on, let's replay this, y'all.
Mike Tyson was greeted at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it. I think it's wrong. I think...
Yeah, but due process of law prevailed. So
I
then
think
you
he had
came
one of the worst defense lawyers I've ever seen. Mike Tyson was greeted at his door at 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it. I think it's wrong. I think...
Yeah, but due process of law prevailed. So then you came...
one of the worst defense lawyers I've ever seen.
That's him standing up for a black man before he ever even sniffed the presidency. And they trying to tell me he ain't for black people. How that work? What's the real problem with Donald Trump? What's the real problem with it? Okay, Alvin Bragg. He wanted a little fame, wanted a little notoriety. He wants to be seen. He wants to be known. What's going on, Sweet and Spicy? He want to be seen and known that he's the guy who took down Donald Trump. Yeah, him and Tyson, they still boys. They are still boys. Now, the merits of the case is he's indicted for paying off Stormy Daniels. And he gave the bitch some money. She came through for some money. What's the crime? What's the actual crime? Can somebody tell me what's the crime he paid a hoe off? All right, now you open up the door for the R. Kelly argument where it's the same exact case. Minus the females being underage. He had some hoes there who was working. They got some cash payments. Now, it's criminal because he paid the girls off. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, let's see here. Free Uncle Trump, man. What's going on? Red Bunny up in the spot. She provided a statement in 2018 that they never slept together. Trump produced the document last week. It's on True Social. I mean, come on, man. That you can pay these bitches off. What up, Dom K? Man, we need to go start a rally for Trump. Rally for Trump, man. Everybody who talking about they for men's rights, man. If you don't get behind Trump, you on bullshit. Anybody who been out here talking about they advocating for men's rights, there you go. See it, but ain't no crime for fucking a well-known hoe. Exactly, man. Where is the rally at? Where is the protest at for men's rights, man? Where's the rally at, man? I'm for real. I'm for real, man. Go grab some folks, man. We need to go protest over this shit, dog. Real talk. We need to protest over this shit. Everybody need to go up to New York, man. I need a solid 20 people. That's how he sued her for defamation, and won. She got to pay Trump $300,000. So she trying to get that $300,000 back. And then they gotta go and show this nigga on his jet. I need a solid 20 to 50 people to go protest, man, outside the DA's office. He need Jennifer Bonjean. Jennifer Bonjean lost that nigga R. Kelly case. That ain't who the fuck he need. Trump got a team of lawyers. R. Kelly need Trump lawyers. Trump don't need R. Kelly lawyers. Them motherfuckers lost everything. Okay? This nigga R. Kelly got the lawyers for the Atlanta Hawks. Nigga, they ain't never won shit. All right? Them niggas ain't never sniffed the playoffs. He don't need them. You got Al Sharpton out here acting like this a win. Nigga, if you don't sit your black ass the fuck down and cut that shit off your head, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. These folks have chosen to indict Trump. They have chosen to indict Trump. And right now, I'm saying, bro, anybody who say that they advocating for men's rights, man, y'all can't let this slide, yo. Because where do it stop? A former president got to answer about the testimony of two known felons, Michael Avenatti and Michael Cohen are the ones who gave testimony to say he did this shit. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Trump 2024. I'm telling you right now. Don't ask me who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Trump 2024. I'm voting for Trump 2024. Don't even ask me. Free the landlord. Free the landlord. Okay? Free the landlord. The fuck? How the fuck you over here? How the fuck somebody getting indicted? You getting indicted for some hoes? Nigga, where the fuck is my Make America Great Again hat? They said, nigga, please, free Uncle Trump. It's that simple. It's that simple. You digging me is up in here hating because, you know, maybe she with Joe Biden, who over here handing out the 94 crime bill, sentencing niggas to life for stealing the Three Musketeers. Where they do that shit at? Where they do that shit at? Indicted for making a bitch shut up? He indicted for having some Ike Turner in him? Where that shit come from? Yeah, how can you be for R. Kelly, but you not for Trump? Like, tell me how you for R. Kelly, but you not for Trump? Man, you want him to get out so that R. Kelly, because first off, you digging me. You want Trump to get out because that's R. Kelly's angle to get out of jail. Hey, whoa. Y'all let this nigga out. Y'all let this nigga out for paying these hoes. If you do it for one person, you got to do it for everybody. Holler at the landlord. See, I've been saying this for 3 years. People don't believe me. I've been screaming this for 3 years. For when I advocated that R. Kelly should be out of jail. I've been saying this for 3 years. And it was going over folks' heads. It went over people's heads, man. But I've been screaming this for 3 years, man. Go holler at the landlord. If Trump didn't want to get locked up, he should have let Kels out. Well, the issue with Kels is Kels had kids. Kels had kids in his case. That's the difference between the two. That's the major difference between the two, was that there were children in the R. Kelly case. I think if it would have just been just adults and stuff, he would have been good. But I think it's those kids that were really what fucked him up. Those kids, that's what really fucked him up. Okay. I got these videos here from what's this? What date is this video? September 30th, 2020. Okay. I got video here from September. They said, oh, okay, well, Trump getting out of this has nothing to do with Kelly getting out. It got everything to do with Kelly getting out. It got everything to do with him getting out because his case was in New York. If you go back and you look at them motions, what was argued was that what was argued in that case was that that they were able to take New York state law and apply that to a federal RICO case. So it wasn't even like they went to Title 18. They got him on New York state law. Now, it says former United States President Donald Trump was indicted by a grand jury Thursday for his role in arranging hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels during his presidential campaign in 2016. Thursday's news marks the first time a former U.S. president will face criminal charges. The indictment remains sealed but stems from an investigation into Michael Cohen's $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels before the presidential election. Cohen's reimbursement was reportedly labeled as a legal expense, but Trump's company did not list it on campaign expense reports. Stormy Daniels was repeatedly paid as part of a non-disclosure agreement before she could go public with her alleged affair with the former president. Cohen claimed he made the payment under the direction of Trump, and a bonus was included in his reimbursement. Cohen ultimately pleaded guilty to campaign and finance tax fraud charges in 2018. According to legal experts, Trump will likely be charged with falsifying business records. Prosecutors will have to connect the crime to additional infractions in order to upgrade it to a felony. In addition to the Stormy Daniels hush money case, the former president may also face charges related to the attempt to influence election results in Georgia. In January 6th, attack at the Capitol, the mishandling of government records at Mar-a-Lago. Now, that's according to CNN. So, can anybody tell me when in history somebody has ever gotten hit up for a misdemeanor? Somebody tell me when somebody done got hit up for a misdemeanor. You arrest a sitting president for a misdemeanor. When has a sitting president ever got hit for a misdemeanor? What the fuck kind of shit is that? See, I went over here 3 years ago. You feel me?
Not looking for a way out, as James Brown said.
All right, and then how receptive are the young people that you tell this to?
Very receptive.
Really?
Very.
Presidential election. Let's see. Oh, let me see. Shit. Let's fuck. Shit. What we gonna do? We want to get.
You ordered last in your class, not first in your class.
I want to make
Mr.
sure.
President, can you let him finish, sir?
He doesn't know how to do that. He has,
You'd be surprised.
you pick
You'd be surprised.
the
Go ahead,
wrong
Jim.
guy,
Go,
the wrong
go,
night at
go.
the wrong time.
Listen, you agreed with
Here's the
Bernie
deal.
Sanders to the
The
manifesto.
whole idea.
Let him.
Disavowing.
There is no manifesto, number
Please let
one.
him speak, Mr.
Number
President.
two.
You just lost the left.
Number two.
You just lost the left. You agreed with Bernie Sanders on a plan.
Folks,
Absolutely
folks,
agreed
do you have
to.
any
And under that
idea
plan,
what
you have
this bomb's
socialized, they
doing?
call it
Mr.
You have any
President.
do?
socialized medicine.
Mr.
I'll tell
President,
you what. He is not for any help for people needing health care because he in fact already has cost 10 million people their health care that they had from their employers because of his recession. Number one. Number two, there are 20 million people getting health care through Obamacare now, but he wants to take it away. He won't ever look you in the eye and say that's what he wants to do. Take it away.
No, I want to give
Number
them better.
three.
Again, y'all see right there where y'all president Joe Biden lied on Donald Trump. Free Donald Trump, man. Donald Trump 2024, man. That's all I can say. You a Democrat. You part of the problem, not part of the solution. Trump 2024. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Biden is washed up. He wanted to give better but have no plan. I mean, we've had 3 years. 3 years of Joe Biden. What has it amounted to? The country is in the shit can. Okay. Inflation is at 9%. Price of steak up, price of eggs up, price of gas up. The same house that you could have bought for $70,000, now it's $160,000, and it's still in the ghetto. There you go, man. What Sid Bo said. Biden costs more than any other president. Speak on it, sweet and spicy. Black pepper is $19.99. Nigga, we could go out to the pepper tree and get some peppercorns and crack them son of a bitches ourselves. If you smoke weed, put it in a weed grinder. How the fuck has 99 cents of black pepper start costing $20? But man, Biden got America so expensive to live in, a motherfucker can't afford to pay attention around this bitch. Free Donald Trump, man. If you ain't moving with the movement, man, which is King Trump, you missing the boat. You missing the boat. Everything that they indicted the landlord on. They done indicted R. Kelly's landlord for some bullshit. For bullshit. For paying a bitch not to come up and fuck your plan up. Nigga, where the fuck I'm from, nigga, that shit is called a smart move, a boss move. Bitch, here, take this money and shut the fuck up. How you gonna indict a nigga for some every married nigga do? Bitch, go shopping or something. Get the fuck out my face. Here, bitch, take the car. Go. Leave me the fuck alone. You gonna indict a former president for paying a bitch to shut her goddamn mouth? Nigga, I dropped a video on this shit this morning. Talking about, first off, let's talk about President Biden, because this is a Democratic-led event here. First, they want to compare this to John Edwards, right? John Edwards was a politician who wife died of cancer, and they got mad because he had a baby by his side bitch before his wife had died for cancer. So just because his wife caught cancer, him and his able body, his dick stopped working because his wife caught cancer. Nigga, this ain't the Disney Channel. This ain't no Hallmark card. Nigga, my wife can be sick, nigga, but what they got to do with my dang-a-lang? How that work? He paid this bitch to keep his family together. This nigga got a wife, man. This nigga, people don't like Trump, so then they try to inhumanize him. But he got a wife, and he paid him to shut the fuck up. Now, they calling for him to turn himself in to get arraigned on a misdemeanor. Nigga, you indict a former president for some shit that ain't even a felony, man? Nigga, they want Trump to come all the way from Mar-a-Lago to New York for what's the equivalent of a motherfucking speeding ticket, man? Over a bitch. And then they act like they went and got this bitch from the Jack and Jill program. They didn't go and get this bitch from the Jack and Jill program. This bitch was a porno star. She wanted to go live with an affair that she had with Donald Trump. Listen, y'all already know my price. I get a whole $40. He gave him 130,000. Listen, we balling on two different levels. I'm gonna take the bitch to McDonald's, but I'm gonna let her supersize it. Trump took the bitch to Ruth Chris and bought the motherfucking bar. All I'm saying is, I ain't a billionaire. I'm a hundreder. All right. Like, you know, a billionaire, Trump got like 50, 60 billion. I got like 50, 60 dollars. You hear me? But bitch, gladly take this 40. Gladly take this 40. And hey, they want to extradite this man from Florida to New York for a speeding ticket. Alvin Bragg, the DA. Now, you can't lock up murderers. You can't lock up burglars. They say the rate, those rates increase. It's a recession. Tracy. I don't like hoes who got that real good weave. My $40 is gonna be the same $40. I fuck with them bitches. They buy that cheap ass Yankee weave, not that real shit. I'm talking about the ones that buy that cheap ass Yankee weave. Okay. He went and got him some pussy from a porno store. Okay. And when you really think about how fucked up this is, all right, they are indicting this nigga for paying a hoe to do her job. They act like this bitch was an accountant. This bitch had dick sucking in her job description. Literally, nigga. And they talk about they trying to stimulate the economy. You know how many people that lost their job under Joe Biden? How many jobs that went away then got canceled under Joe Biden? And they literally are indicting a nigga for putting a bitch back to work. Trump was stimulating the economy, man. They don't want to see it. Either they don't know, they don't show, or they don't care about what's going on in the hood. I got you, sunshine. I got you. This nigga, he had sex with a person who had sex in their job description. Listen, y'all want me to read y'all the job description of a porno star? I got you. Show up at set, brush your teeth, wash your asshole, suck dick, get fucked, let him nut wherever he want to, collect the money, and go home. That is literally the job description. That's the job description, man. Then it's like, okay, now they done did this. Okay, so you got Harvey Weinstein, Donald Trump, Epstein, R. Kelly was fucking and paying hoes. Okay, they were fucking and paying hoes. What is so evil about paying these hoes? If it's illegal to pay the hoes, it should be illegal for a bitch to take the money. What they trying to tell us is, listen, we know this hoe was hustling. Hey, Stephanie. Can you bring my lighter over there? And bring me back my 40 motherfucking dollars that I gave your ass for that coochie yesterday, too, your nasty ass. For the DA try to indict me. Your funky ass. But anyway, back to y'all. I said, give me my $40 back, whore. That I didn't pay your motherfucking ass. I ain't setting the move, by the way. Because shit, that's illegal. You say what? We supposed to be going to dinner. Did you just see, nigga, they indicted my motherfucking president? Nigga, they indicted my president for taking a bitch to dinner. Shit, we got to rethink that shit. Nigga, we was going to dinner before they indicted my motherfucking president. Shit, bitch, huh? You might get me caught up. The fuck shit? All this good dick I done gave you over the years. I ain't talking about that dick from last week. You know, hey, listen, bitch, that was 3 minutes of pressure. You hear me? Shit. But at least give me $20 of my money back, though. Shit, I don't want to go to jail. What? She don't want to give me my money back, y'all. Shit, y'all better, if y'all motherfuckers report me when I get out of jail, I'm fucking y'all up. But anyway, they indicted a nigga for fucking with a bitch that had dick sucking in the job description. Okay. They say, I don't care if he go to jail or not. He not going to jail. You digging me? He's literally indicted for a misdemeanor. Let me read it to you one more time. Let me read this to you. Enterprise, where you at? Where you at, Enterprise? I gotta read this in my Debo voice. Former President Donald Trump was indicted by a New York grand jury for his role in arranging hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels during his presidential campaign in 2016. Thursday marks the first time a former U.S. president will face criminal charges. The indictment remains sealed, but stems from an investigation into Michael Cohen's $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels before the presidential election. Right then, Enterprise. Right then, they told you who made the payment to Stormy Daniels. They said Michael Cohen did. One man ain't no Enterprise. I will continue. Right then, the government fucked up because they said the indictment remains still, but stems from an investigation into Michael Cohen's $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels before the presidential election. Cohen's reimbursement was reportedly labeled a legal defense or a legal expense, but Trump's company did not list it in campaign expense reports. Well, y'all want to know something? First off, Trump was the first president who ran. He didn't run with public money. Okay? Trump did not run with public money. When Trump ran for president in 2016, the landlord, Uncle Rob's landlord, Big Trump, aka Massa Trump, he ran with his own money. He ran with private money, which was his money. So what he lists as campaign expenses, the only reason that they keep tally of those campaign expenses is because They want to make sure that if you're running based off of public money, that you are not misappropriating the money. Okay? That's the only reason that they keep track of that shit, to make sure that nobody is misappropriating public money. But if Trump was using his money, who the fuck are you to tell King Trump how the fuck he can spend his money? Trump 2024. Okay? Trump 2024. They mad. What this really is about is they mad because Donald Trump was the first person to acknowledge that black folks built this nation. They didn't want to give black folks the credit for building this nation, and they would never say it until Donald Trump came along and say it. Then they start talking about, okay, well, we want to do reparation payments to black people. Okay? They said, hey, we need to do reparation payments to black people. Okay? So now, they come in, they give us our reparations, we ready to go. But Trump was the first president to acknowledge black folks have been done wrong in this nation. So just like anytime you got a white man that acknowledged that it was a wrongdoing with black folks, hey, when Trump came in, at least you know, what's his name? Ice Cube stepped to Big Trump with the platinum package. Trump tried to get Ice Cube popping with that platinum package. What has Joe Biden did for black folks? Everything they've been talking about doing for black folks has been a rising tide lifts all boats. But at least Trump came through. He bought Ray Lewis through, Steve Harvey, Jim Brown, Kanye. He had he bought Ice Cube through, Mike Tyson. He always had some real niggas with him. What has Joe Biden did other than lock y'all hoes baby daddies up? The 3 strikes rule. Man, Donald Trump been out here. He let Kodak Black out. He freed Lil Wayne, let Harry Ho loose, freed Kwame Kilpatrick. Come on, man. He freed Southwest T. BMF, Nick, what? What? Then they say he ain't for black people. All these niggas that got let out under Trump, he ain't for the niggas? Do you hear yourself? Make America great again, man. Niggas is locked up for weed. Niggas is locked up for weed. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. Then they say, well, he had folks storm the Capitol. So? What the fuck? Storm the Capitol? How the fuck is that black people's problems? The same Capitol that's been standing for 250 years, and from that Capitol building, they let justice rain down, or should I say injustice against black people rain down from that same motherfucking Capitol for 250 years? Huh? Nigga, they got black folks talking about he stormed the Capitol. The same Capitol that's sitting in Washington, D.C., a city that Benjamin Banneker designed. But they never gave him credit for it. It's a big ass clock sitting up there called the Big Ben for Benjamin Banneker, but they never wanted to give the man credit for designing Washington, D.C., and black folks talking about it. You're talking about they got a African American history museum, but they never really acknowledging real riding ass niggas like Khalid Muhammad. Let's talk about it. John Horse. Let's talk about Garvey. Garvey Ice, Huey P. Newton, Karami Ture, huh? Dick Gregory, man. Some of these old school motherfucking riding niggas who been riding, Jim Brown, Fred Williamson, man. Niggas who been out here putting in work, Black Wall Street. Nigga, where's our reparations at? Trump was at least talking about trying to give niggas reparations. All we hear about is San Francisco want to give this nigga reparations. But every time they got reparations, it's always some delimiter that disqualifies the masses of the black people. Trump 2024. They gave the dude time for weed. Think about how many of y'all cousins, uncles, nephews, aunties, nieces that went to jail for marijuana. Then now all of a sudden the economy goes into the shit can because of the motherfucking Republicans. Then they want to legalize marijuana. Now they saying marijuana is a $1 billion industry. The banking system fails, but that same banking system got all types of regulations and laws put inside of the banking regulation, the banking systems, to where if you go into a bank, a standardized bank, and you say, look, I need a business line of credit, they ask you, what's your NAICS code? And the NAICS code is North America industry code standard. I believe that's what NAICS code means. So if you walk in and you say, look, I want some business services for my dispensary business or my weed business. I want some money. I need you to give me a little line of credit for my marijuana business. They won't extend you a line of credit for your marijuana business because they'll say, well, hey, that's a blacklisted industry. Okay. It's a blacklisted industry. But if you go up in there with a home health care business, they give you money for home health care. Now keep this in mind. Now, the provisions around home health care is you got to go to school for so many years, do so much time in school. You got to do so much time doing certain shit before you even eligible and ready to go get you some money from home health care. But they don't, if you are, America has never acknowledged how black people have other hurdles and obstacles that they got to overcome in order just to be average, in order just to maintain, just to live out here. They never acknowledge the fact that the typical white person has a net worth of about $85,000 to $115,000. And the black family, that's a North American family, is 3 or more people, is only worth $5,600. So even if you got a black parent that has that makes $130,000, $140,000 a year on a job, you have nothing to inherit from your black parents. Okay? Because number one, you have all of these things set up in America that when you go and get your credit score, based off of what zip code you live in, your credit score could be 10 to 50 points lower strictly based off of your zip code. You don't qualify for certain types of financing based on your zip code. The amount of resources that are afforded to you based on your zip code is lower. It's lower because you black. But I'm gonna take it a step further because I was having a conversation with one of my slave masters today, and it's this, okay? Let's talk about it. Black folks, they get the Pell Grant, but if you want to go to college, 75% of college is funded through taxpayers' dollars. But it's expensive for you to go to school. Now, Joe Biden has been saying he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, and really, Joe Biden is the motherfucking king of pump faking. I'm gonna say it one more time. Joe Biden is the most bullshittiest king of pump faking there is to hold a political seat. That nigga's whole presidency has been filled with lies, bullshit, and nigga, we're gonna call Joe Biden president, see what had happened was. Everything that nigga promised while he was on the campaign trail, that nigga done failed to deliver this shit. He is the king of see what had happened was. So President see what had happened was said he was gonna get rid of our student loan debt. We still got that, Joe. We still got that. Why is it in 2023 we still got a educational model from the 1800s? Now, a lot of y'all don't know this, but one of my mentors has 2 doctorate degrees. All right, so I was talking to him today, and he told me, I said, man, sooner or later, they're going to have to go away with this educational model, because if I'm going to get a degree for cybersecurity, why the fuck am I taking a course for geology? He said, see, Ray, let me break it down to you. You hear me talking about my real name and shit. He said, let me break it down to you, Ray. He said, the reason why when you go to college, you got to take courses that don't have shit to do with your major is because the first universities were liberal arts schools. Okay? The first universities were liberal arts schools. And the thinking behind liberal arts is you are supposed to take classes that are outside of your normal course of your course and field of study, because at the end of your collegiate experience, you're supposed to be a more well-rounded person. I said, yo, Dr. Jackson, that shit is cool, but fuck all of that, because that model came from before niggas had the Discovery Channel and Google and shit. We don't need geology classes when we going to get a degree for computer programming. Motherfucker, all I need to know about a rock is, nigga, if I get into a fight, I'm going to pick up one o'clock in your motherfucking head, nigga. That's it. This is a rock. A rock is hard than a motherfucker. And if I crack a nigga like that over his head, I'm going to knock him the fuck out. And that's what Trump is. Okay? They are still, this indictment today about Trump is still the Democratic Party being mad, being angry, being upset because Trump spoke to the heart of common everyday Americans. He spoke to the hearts of everyday Americans. The everyday American ain't a doctor, ain't a lawyer, ain't a fucking forensic scientist. Those are the anomalies. Do you know that 85% of America works for small businesses that are 500 or less people? Did you know that? Most of America is fueled by small businesses. I bet you didn't know that. Now, if America is fueled by small businesses, then how is it that they are saying Trump fucked stuff up? Because Trump was speaking to the small business owners. Now, when you look at this stuff, okay, they blame Trump for all of these things. But when you go somewhere, wherever you live at, it's somebody doing some construction. And if somebody's doing construction, they either driving a GMC pickup truck, a Chevy pickup truck, or a Dodge pickup truck. It's very seldom you're going to see somebody really doing some work that's going to go and get a Toyota. But they driving some form of pickup truck. But Biden with this motherfucking inflation that made the car prices be so expensive that GM, Ford, and Dodge had to start laying people off, or Chrysler had to start laying people off because they could not meet the demand. They couldn't supply the demand of people who are coming in to buy cars. I'm sorry, they couldn't. No, I'm sorry. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping. I'm spaced out. The auto industry is fucked up because car prices are so high, people not buying shit no more. We lost $6,000 under Joe Biden, and the Democrats can't explain that away. The Democrats refuse to say we fucked up under Nancy Pelosi, who came in with the stimulus bill that the Republican Party said no. Why are we doing all this wasteful spending? So the only way during COVID that they were going to get some of the shit they wanted signed off on to get the American public a stimulus check is they came through with an $800 billion stimulus check. They had an $800 million stimulus proposal, and only 200 billion of that was actually money for the American taxpayers. The rest of that shit was all shit that the Democrats wanted for themselves. We had 600 billion, over 600 billion in wasteful spending. Come on, man. How the fuck you helping the American public when y'all motherfuckers could have took that 600 billion and wiped out student loans? The Democrats ain't for America, dog. The Democrats ain't for America, man. They all want what's best for the country. This is bullshit. The DA who charged. I'm sorry. The DA was charged up by George Soros, the founder of Black Lives Matter. He was paid for by George Soros of Black Lives Matter. And what has Black Lives Matter really done for the American public? Okay. They came out here, Black Lives Matter, gave us this whole Black Girls Matters and Black Lives Matter and Black Girls Rocks and all that shit. But when it's all said and done, and I'm getting ready to start landing my plane, y'all. When it's all said and done, Black Lives Matter came through perpetrating a fraud. They didn't effectively do anything. Okay. They hustled a bunch of shit. They coming through under the banner of they helping the people out. And now they are indicting somebody who's a former president of not a felony, but a misdemeanor in a face-saving campaign because they failed to actually pull stuff off. Now, you go and lock R. Kelly up 30 years later over some crimes that happened. The girls is grown now. The lives have been affected. You can't go in. You can't save them. You can't cure that type of behavior or any of that. You can't cure it. But now they want to go through and do their wrong, renew their rights. Well, first off, if the Democratic Party want to renew their rights, stop trying to send motherfuckers like R. Kelly to jail over bullshit and all these other rappers that have been locked up and went to jail over motherfucking bullshit. How you gonna blame folks for fucking the hoes, for fucking the kids, fucking the bitches in the community when y'all took the men out of the community with these mandatory sentencing guidelines because y'all was backed and supported by the prison industrial complex. You were backed and supported by the prison industrial complex. Then, after your support by the prison industrial complex, now you saying we took the fathers, the boyfriends, the big brothers, the first line of defense of the young women out of the house. We put them in prison over bullshit, over weed charges, over selling a little cocaine that the CIA was bringing in. George W. Bush was a part, I'm sorry, not George W. Bush, George H. Bush, the father, was a part of that Iran-Contra shit. He was a director of the CIA before he became president. Let's keep it real. Him and Reagan was up in there moving bricks. All white bricks, white soft bricks, white tan bricks. Just hit a lick for 26 bricks. Okay. They were moving bricks in the country. What's going on, Tyra? The truth. They were moving bricks into our country. Then when they moved the bricks into the country, they bought the work here. Then you sent all of these young black men to jail for selling the work. Niggas didn't own no boats, no planes, no trains, no nothing. They didn't own nothing. Now, listen, with Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, sending all of these black men to jail, and Bernie Sanders too, with them sending all of these black men to jail in the early 90s. They took the defense mechanisms out of the household, out of the community, and all that was left there was a defenseless woman. And with this defenseless woman being there, what essentially happened was she started to fall victim to the R. Kellys, to the other niggas in the community who was coming through. Hey, I got a little bit of money. I'm trying to buy some of that pussy. You know, you gonna sell me some. And with you taking the king, the protector, the provider, the person who's gonna talk sound reason and logic to him, you took them out of the community, you fucked it up. But let's really talk about it. Let's really talk about the real issues with the Democrats here. When you look at Reaganomics coincides with the crack epidemic. If you look at all of the major economic changes of America, they all happen to coincide with major drug epidemics. Okay? They all coincide with drug epidemics. Reaganomics, that was the crack era. The Great Depression, that shit was a little bit of everything. When you start talking about, hey, Bill Clinton left office with a surplus on paper, man, during that time, nigga, the streets had gotten back hot. Nigga, that was when they had speed, coke, whatever. All right. Then you take all of those drug dealers that you didn't get mandatory minimums off the streets. And when you take all of that money out the streets or whatever, y'all done bought all this dope in. Now, when crack first hit off, what they not telling you about it is they show you crackheads on the street and they want you to have Hollywood, want you to have one image of what a crackhead was. The ghetto was fucked up. It might not have been as fucked up as it is now, back in the day, but the ghetto always has been fucked up. Okay? It always has been fucked up. Now, with the ghetto being fucked up, how did it get that way? They took resources away from folks. They bought these drugs in. And the drug addicts, yeah, it affected the hood, but you start taking workers out of Wall Street, the bankers, the tennis coaches, all of these high society people, lawyers. Those were some of your biggest crackheads. If you talk, don't talk to y'all family members who low-level drug pushers. They can't tell y'all about who all of the fiends were. But if you talk to somebody who really had some bricks, who really was a connect, some of your biggest fiends, man, are like your lawyers and doctors and shit like that. This is what happened, man. They deteriorated the economic state of America. He said, I blame black men for not figuring it out at this point. They figured it out. But the problem is that when you look at who's going to jail, they start criminalizing black men at 12 years old. Your brain not really done developing until you 26. And when you look at the majority of people who there, man, these people going to jail. If you look at the older men who in jail, they started a life of crime between the ages of 12 to 26. And then they got labeled and hit with the career criminal tag. Well, listen, man, I'm going to bring this back home. They did a witch hunt to get the landlord, a.k.a. Massa Donald Trump. They did a witch hunt to get him. And with them doing a witch hunt to go and get Trump, they have locked a former president up for misdemeanor charges. Extradited a man like he hung a baby. And all it is on the heels of having a sex with somebody who is a prostitute by job description. This shit is a travesty, man. And listen, with that, man, that's all I got to say. I'm going to go get some grub. You feel me? I ain't going to the bridge today, man. But listen, that's been my show. I thank y'all for tuning in. It's the Opinionated News Network, man. I'm out. Yo.